We are live. Hello, bonsoir, everyone. This is Sonia from Boutique. And today we have Sarah Pajaro with us. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for
Hi. Oh, thank you for having us.
Thanks for giving your time. Sarah is the Executive Director, Account and Education at LIFTLAB Skincare. LIFTLAB Skincare is a medical grade indie brand, and it's using a patent protein called the CellPro peptide. It helps the plants and animals to survive through the harsh cold or desert, like in the Arctic, or desert maybe in Africa, like in my hometown. And it heals from it also. And LiftLab Skincare is the only skincare line that is using it. I mean, and it's amazing, all the skincare line that they have. And Sarah, she has been a licensed skin therapist for 15 years. She dedicated her practice to help people to feel better in their own skin. And she believes in ingredients that drive results. And she is really in the right company for that. She left Dermalogica, which is a big company that everybody knows, and she wanted to join the indie movement, and she is with LiftLab for 7 years now. She was involved in many formulation of products, and also she is in the development of a sustainable package that she will talk about it more. During this event, you will be in good hand, and you will learn how to customize your routine to combat premature aging. And she will give you exclusive tips today. Also, don't leave. We have a special offer today. You have 20% on the lift and repair that she's going to show you today. And it's available for 2 weeks only. And during the event, don't hesitate to ask questions on Facebook, on our live chat, on the website, or on YouTube. Without taking more time, the stage is yours, Sarah.
Thank you so much. That was really, really kind. And thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. We know your time is precious, so I am going to try to give you some neat info and some tips for application to address premature aging and help stave that off and repair the skin. So lift and repair is what we are going to focus on this evening. And like we mentioned, it is an exclusive 20% off for 2 weeks only to the boutique members. So thank you for joining us to learn more. Our packaging right now is completely recyclable, and we use an airless pump. So that means that you have a pre-measured dose every time that you use your serum. One pump for the face, and then a second pump is enough for the neck and décolleté. So 2 pumps twice a day, and your pump should last you a good 3 months. Now, when you're talking about introducing a serum at home, or maybe you already use a serum, serums are used before your moisturizer. And if you think of layering your products thin to thick, you always put your serum first. And this is a way that you're customizing your moisturizer. Serums are packed with treatment ingredients. So with lift and repair, we are repairing active aging. So we're talking about pigmentation. We're talking about loss of elasticity or the tightness, the firmness in the skin, and also activating that collagen production to give skin the fullness and that plump, smooth texture that we're, of course, always interested in. And the beauty is you can either prevent future premature aging with our CellPro peptide technology. You can also treat existing. So what I mean is when you look in the mirror and you say, gosh, I've got some extra texture here, and I really see some lines, like my nasolabial fold lines, or lines around the lips, those lines that people associate with smoker lines. Even if you don't smoke, that chronic movement of drinking or through a straw, we can develop those lines. we can also treat those. So when you are talking about a serum that has 6 different peptides, we're really talking about a serum that addresses those concerns of premature aging. Now, serums are very thin and lucid, so they don't go on as thick as a cream. That's why one pump is enough for the entire face. And when you're using a product with cell propeptide, the one that we've discussed is exclusive to LIFTLAB, you are not only addressing the premature aging or the strengthening the structure inside the skin, you're also addressing an inflammation response. So inflammation is the key to breaking down the skin. And that is done by the environment, whether it's internal in our homes, it's external, it's from UV exposure, it's from heat, it's from cold. The environment assaults our skin, causes inflammation, that puts pressure down on the structure of the skin and leads to breakdown. So when you have peptides that are regulating that breakdown of collagen and elastin, we're stimulating at a proper rate to maintain that balance of production. Then you have a peptide like our cell propeptide, which prevents inflammation. Then we're stopping that external source that is causing premature aging. So we're preventing, and then we're also helping to repair the skin. So lift and repair, you're going to get maximum results by using it twice a day. The skin is super lazy and it wants to kind of revert back to what it's been doing. So we need to remind it twice a day how to behave, how to regulate, how to kind of go back to that healthy production, how to prevent that inflammation and stave off that breakdown in the skin. So lift and repair is not for a certain age of skin. It is to prevent future premature aging and address the signs of existing premature aging. I'd like to show you how to apply it. And this is how I have always been taught to apply products in a treatment. And you know, we're very mindful as estheticians in treatments on how we methodically touch and treat the skin. So if you use your hands, and even if you don't have a mirror in front of you, just to walk through this with me to get the feel of how you're going to apply your serums. I want you to imagine that your face is split right down the middle, down your neck and down your décolleté. So there's 2 halves, a left side and a right side. Now, you pump your serum, 1 pump, and you would press between your fingertips. Notice that I'm not working in my palms. That wastes your product. So I'm pressing between my fingertips, and now I have it on both hands. So then I'm going to set it on my face in a couple different places. So now it's distributed, and I'm going to go from the middle out. I'm always working out. And what this does is it stimulates lymphatic drainage. Lymph bathes the blood cells, which feeds the skin cells. So when we're actually, while I'm doing this, I'm already feeling like I want to swallow. That's one way you know that you're stimulating drainage. So I'm always working out to the ears and then down the neck, because we're always trying to go to our underarms, to the lymph nodes. So we're working across and down, always going down. So a tip is when you're working on your jaw or your neck, use the opposite hand to treat the side of the face that you want to, because when you try and do this with your hands, it's not a comfortable or natural movement. So go across and apply it down. Now, sometimes we've been taught, okay, go in circles on the skin. That's really for cleansing. Circles lifts the little baby vellus hairs and allows the debris to be pulled out of the follicle. When you're applying your serum, your skin is already clean. We're setting our intention of what we want to happen. So we're pressing the product because we want it to absorb in the skin. While we are working out, that is stimulating drainage. It's getting extra fluid out of the area. It's helping to remove inflammation, and then your skin can receive the active ingredients in your serum. So we have 6 peptides that address collagen, elastin, antioxidant production. Did you know that your skin makes its own antioxidants? Well, as we mature and have a birthday every year, all that production slows down. So we want to, again, regulate it. One of the coolest, I think, clinicals that we have on our Cell Pro peptide shows that different ages of skin respond differently to the Cell Pro peptide. The more mature the skin, the greater the rate it has slowed down in production, the greater the increase of collagen, elastin, fibrinogen, antioxidants, all of those expression or reproduction proteins that the skin naturally makes are increased. So what that means is when my daughter uses the serum, when I use it, when my mom and my grandma use it, it's going to meet each individual skin where it's at and take it to its healthiest point. So for my grandmother, she would have the greatest increase of production of the structure of her skin because her skin slowed down the most. So the point is, you're never going to experience flakiness or redness or irritation like you would with a retinol or typical anti-aging products. So where we come from, to take a step back, is biotech. And when we developed our products, about 10 years ago now was when we launched our first product. The ideal was that it would be a product that is only highly efficacious. So what that means is there's no fillers, there's no dilution. Every ingredient that's in our packet or in our formula is at the proper dose that is clinically proven for results. So on our packaging and on our website, a lot of times you see not only the type of peptide, but the actual name of the peptide. That is because we sign agreements with the manufacturers of all the ingredients we use that we will use the proper clinical dose. And remember that in the cosmetic industry, it is standard to use 1/100th of an active dose. So you will never, ever experience that with a LIFTLAB product. That's why you will have visible results before one tube or jar is finished. And we can stand behind that. I've been with LIFTLAB now for 7 years, and I have never had someone say, this doesn't do what you say it should do. So, anytime that you have questions, please share your questions. I'd love to talk about skin, and I love to answer questions. Depending on where you live is how cold it is right now, but pretty much across the states, it's cooler. Here in Michigan, I think it was 17 degrees last night without wind chill. So our skin needs a little bit more support. Lift and Repair is definitely my go-to in the winter. It is in a multivitamin base. So it's very nourishing and conditioning to the skin without being greasy or heavy. With any LIFTLAB formula you use, you will never feel a film on the skin. Everything is designed to work in the skin. So when you say, I want to customize my regimen to address premature aging or to prevent premature aging, I want you to apply your repair. Remember, 1 pump in the fingertips and then pressing, and then apply your moisturizer on top. So yes, you can mix them together if you said, listen, that's the only way I'm going to do it. But if you think that the thinner product goes on first and then the thicker product goes on top to help everything settle in. If the thinner product is mixed with the thicker product, you might not receive all the benefits of the thinner product because it can get stuck in the thicker product, if that makes sense. Now, when we talk about packaging, we did mention that this is completely recyclable. We still want to get away from plastic. And, at LIFTLAB, we're never set on staying where we're at. We're never comfortable to say, this is good enough or this is works. Why change? It's done good for us. Why fix it if it's not broke? Well, we can always do better. There's always new technology that comes out that says, listen, now we can not only make something that is recyclable, but we can make it plastic free. We can make it so it's biodegradable, or we can make it so it's compostable, or in the right situation when it's used, it's also from a sustainable source. So we are transferring all of our product and updating it as we fill new orders to use sugarcane packaging. So sugarcane is a very healthy crop, and it cleans the air more effectively than other crops do. So by planting sugarcane, just growing the plant on its own, you are increasing the air quality and making a healthier ecosystem. Now, when you harvest sugarcane, you can actually make a plastic-free plastic out of the sugarcane material. And then it renews itself as it grows, it cleans the air, and then we're preventing the production of some plastic. So as we run through the current batch, each individual product will be updated to sugarcane packaging. And you'll see that because we're adding some flavor, some color to the line. Very excited. So you'll see kind of our image evolving and updating, but don't worry, we're not changing existing formulas. If we were to ever update a formula, we would definitely shout it from the rooftops, because that would mean that we found a phenomenal ingredient we can't live without. And again, when we talk about ingredients, we're very discerning at LIFTLAB. We are now designing our SPF packaging, and this SPF has taken us over 5 years to make, because if something is not perfect, we're not going to bring it to you. There's absolutely no point. We stand, like our CEO likes to say, we stand the red face test. And we stand behind our products. So what we tell you in terms of results or, efficacy, we don't get a red face about it, because it's going to work for you. So please, anytime you have questions, please shoot them at me. I would love to discuss or help to customize your regimen in any way. Lift and Repair can also be layered with other serums. So if you say, Sarah, I have maybe a prescription that I use on the skin, and I also have a vitamin C serum, thin to thick. So prescriptions, unless they're super, super thick, are going to go on first. So you cleanse, put your prescription on, and then your serums, whichever one is more watery, will go on first. And I don't ever want you to be scared of water being in a product. There are two types of products: water-based or oil-based. That is a formula. That is the basic basis of a formula. So our products have water. Our peptide comes from water. Our peptide is naturally found in the Arctic as well as in the desert. And it's used as a protection mechanism from the environment. So things, plants, animals can heal and then prevent degradation from the environment. So that's what we're doing with our largest organ, the skin. We're using a natural peptide along with 5 other peptides in this beautiful serum, and your multivitamins, your B's, and your E vitamin to really condition the skin without oil and stimulate that cell renewal and balance, and also at the same time prevent inflammation. Now, one more point about Repair. It is going to kickstart your skin. So I notice if I've been like lazy and maybe I forget to wash my face a night or two because the kids just are all consumed, whatever it is. Listen, it happens to all of us. Use your Repair twice a day, and it will really help to repair kind of that inflammation that's been induced in the skin. And it will also help to purge the skin. So if you have, for example, like extra oil somewhere or congestion or blackheads, keep using it, keep washing twice a day, and it is going to help to pull that out of the skin. The only person I would say repair is not for is someone who has very active, oily, acneic, hot skin. Your skin doesn't need to be kickstarted. That skin needs to be calmed down. But for everyone else, lift and repair can either be used to prevent premature aging and or address the signs of existing premature aging. Do we have any questions?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. Thank you so much. It's very insightful. Well, we have some comments from Vin. She's saying, thank you for sharing very informative info, how to use the serum the right way, because it's always tricky. We don't know how to use our product. And
yes.
We have Anne-Marie. Is the same. I often rub my hands together.
It's, it's almost like our gut reaction to like rub in, right? And if a product needs to be activated in that way, it should say it on the packaging. Like maybe sometimes an oil needs to be, activated with a little bit of heat to thin it a little bit to apply it on the skin. Again, this is oil free. So we're never rubbing, we're pressing. Now our cleanser, in the instructions when we talked about that, you do activate it in circles, but our serums and our moisturizer are always pressed into the skin.
Okay, Anne-Marie, I hope it gives you more tips like this. Anne-Marie, she said, so good to see some serious, legitimate science-based skincare finally. Yes, it is.
Thank you. And, we love to share our technology and our findings. All of our clinicals and our lab studies are done at independent labs. So it's completely non-biased. We're not interested in falsifying anything. So we do share that in some graphs and some information like in our e-blast and on our website. Anytime that you can't find what you want to know about one of our products, just shoot me a note and we'll make sure to get it out there, because we need to share the legitimacy, and say this is how it works. I find in the indie world, a lot of products are made with good stuff.
It is. Just make sure I bring up the right one. I think it's Anne-Marie again. She's saying, good to know regarding the RX ingredient first.
Yes.
And we have one question that came from the website from Anna. How long does the tube last?
Sure. So all of our products will generally last a good 3 months for you, and that's using it twice a day. Our cleanser lasts a little bit longer, and our eye cream lasts a little bit longer than that. But with Lift and Repair, you don't need more than 2 pumps. And remember, that's enough for the face and the neck and décolleté. So I always recommend 1 pump, apply to the face like we did, and then do your second pump and do the neck and décolleté. Because if you take 2 pumps to the face, you're going to apply it there and then you'll have to pull down. So do 1 pump at a time.
Okay. And the tube, when you use it 2 times and 2 pump, it lasts how long?
About 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. And in 3 months, we see results. I mean, with products. I mean, 1 month we already see. We have another question from Cindy. Came from the website. I have breakouts and tried many products before. Nothing really worked. What should I do?
Cindy, it's such a great question. What I would love to do is set up a time offline where you and I can dedicate, one-on-one time to talk through a Zoom, because there are so many questions. Like I put on my investigative hat, as a skin therapist, and say, okay, I want to ask 10 different questions to identify where the breakouts are at, when they happen, what do they look like, what do they feel like, how long have you experienced them, and I also want to know about what ingredients you're using. And I would love to customize a regimen with you. So we will reach out to you to make that happen. Absolutely.
Okay, then we will organize something. We have, we have 2 other events with Sarah. We have another event next week about the eyes that you will see really all the tips that Sarah gave you today about how to do your routine and how to choose. Next week it would be about the eyes, and the week after it's about moisturizing. Then stay tuned, because we're going to have many offers, many surprises, and maybe also a consultation. Then we will see that. If there's another question from Vin in Facebook: when applying serum on the forehead, is it okay to move the fingers upward?
So I guess my question would be, why do you want to move the fingers upward? When we're talking about a product that is sophisticated to this level, it is going to absorb where it's supposed to go. You don't need it to work in the follicle. When we do circles or go upward, we're trying to get in the follicle and lift that baby vellus hair. And we don't need to do that with the serum, because we've already removed debris from the skin with cleansing. So what I want you to do is, you can point your fingers upward, but I want you to move out, because remember, we're trying to drain. So upward, you're encouraging fluid. So the lymph is the fluid. It's an ocean in our body between the skin and the muscle. And as you press, it works like a pump to move the extra fluid down. So pushing upward isn't going to accomplish anything. So what I would say is try it. If you're sitting here, try doing this, moving upward on the skin, and see if that feels like it flows. Then try doing this and see if you feel like comfort, like it is working with the rhythm of your body. So to summarize, there's no benefit in moving upward, but if you want to hold your fingertips here and move out, you can.
Sarah, this is like really a great question, because we were always advised to apply upward all the time. And it's like an urban legend, as if that's the right thing to do.
And I think that maybe that came from, as we have a birthday every year, things start to move downward. So the thought is to counteract that. And, when you think of the layers of the skin and how delicate they are, and then that fluid that is moving between them, and how everything works as one in the body, to be very methodical with your movement as well as the ingredients that you're investing in, you're only going to get more benefits. So there's a reason why you can't just give someone a massage or give someone a facial. There's certain ways to touch the body. There's certain techniques to touching the largest organ and treating it. And one of them is moving in the direction to stimulate lymph.
Thank you. This is really something that not everybody knows. We have another question from Tiffany. Are there any contradiction with lactic acid or retinoids?
Great question, Tiffany. So we do not use any hydroxy acids or retinoids or retinols, any vitamin A derivatives in our products. The one exception would be in our face and eye mask. It is not an exfoliating product, though. There is a very, 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 very minute dose of lactic and glycolic, and what that does is help break through surface bonds between dead skin cells so the active ingredients can absorb. So it doesn't even work like an exfoliant. It almost degreases that bond between dead skin cells. So if you are using, and this actually brings up another great question, if you are currently using any hydroxy acids or retinols or other active ingredients or prescriptives in your routine, LIFTLAB is completely safe. Our products actually are made for, pairing with dermatological procedures, and they're used by plastic surgeon and dermatologists pre and post-op. So then, if you're using any of those ingredients at home, they will never butt heads. Our Cell Pro peptide is very stable, and you will never get an overdose of those ingredients in our products with your other products at home because we don't use them. So I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, I hope too. I think so. Then Tiffany, anyone you can ask any question. We still have a few minutes. Thank you for asking all these questions. Thank you, Sarah, for all these insightful information. I mean, it's really amazing. Don't forget, we have the offer on Lift and Repair that Sarah was talking about. It's 20% for 2 weeks. And you have to use the code LIFTREPAIR20. If you forget this after, I mean, you can see it in the video, but it's 20%. LIFTLAB is not always on sale. I mean, and as you see, the tube is for 3 months. It lasts for a long time. And 20% is around $27, and it's a good amount that you save. You go to Boutique NYC, BEAUTYQ. It's Beauty Q, not Beauty Q, Boutique in French. Then we have still 2 more events where Sarah will bring more tips and talk about the eyes next week, moisturizing after. Again, if you loved what you heard and see, don't hesitate to go to Boutique NYC. We have other comments from Anne-Marie. I just want to say how much it shows that you not only care about the highest quality skincare, but also that you genuinely care about all of your customers. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. This is really nice message. As you know, Boutique, we have curated brands with strong mission, and LIFTLAB, they are not only driven by science and research, their products are result driven, and on top of it they are going to be sustainable. I mean, the package, if you know the effort of doing such a sustainable package, and they don't have to, but they want to, and this is what makes the difference, between some brands and other. And we love LIFTLAB, and that's why we have LIFTLAB with us, and we are partners, we work together. Then when you try their products, you will see the result right away. Then this is really the opportunity for you, and I stay tuned. That way we see you next week. We have many offers for you next week as well, and hope you enjoyed as I did. Sarah, thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming here, and we see you next week.
Be well.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.